Stephen, Intel has launched their 5th generation Intel Xeon SP line back in December. The Emerald Rapids Xeons are manufactured on a 10 nanometer Intel 7 process and have introduced the new Raptor Cove core. Despite taking their place as Intel's top server CPU, Emerald Rapids is entering a very crowded market because it faces very stiff competition from AMD's Epyc line, as well as any of the new ARM server CPUs that we've been seeing pop up. The release also coincides with a challenging server market amid industry growth still being sluggish after we've been dealing with COVID and all of these cloud initiatives that have been going on. Should we still be excited about riding these Emerald Rapids, Stephen?
Well, sure. And I think that sometimes in this industry, people get so excited with the little product introductions here and now and the technical advantages of this product over that product that they lose sight of how the industry really works. And how the industry really works is that people buy an awful lot of stuff, and sometimes it's not the best possible stuff on a technical level or even on a pricing level. It's the stuff that makes the most sense for them. And Emerald Rapids is basically the thing that makes the most sense for a heck of a lot of server vendors out there. So let's start off by basically setting the level here. This is technically the 5th generation of the Xeon scalable processor lineup. Now, Xeon SP is the line of processors that are used in everything from the data center to the cloud to embedded systems. And these are really the mainstream products from Intel in the server and data center world. Similarly, you could think of the Core lineup, the familiar Core names in the desktop and mobile world. Well, Xeon SP is that for the data center. This is the 5th generation. It follows the introduction of Sapphire Rapids earlier in 2023. And actually, as a fun fact, that means that Intel's top server CPU went through 3 different iterations in the same year, 2023, which is honestly a really good sign that Intel really is kind of getting their act in order in terms of delivering on the promises that they made. Now, as you probably know, the previous generation took a very long time to come out and was probably about a year and a half too late to really be competitive with AMD. AMD revved their line as well this year, and that means that Emerald Rapids may look a little bit late as well. But it improves on a lot of things. First off, it is compatible with the 4th generation, which means that you can just plop one of these into the same motherboard as the 4th generation Xeon SP and get new features and compatibility. That doesn't mean that there won't be new platforms that support Emerald Rapids, but it is a nice, easy upgrade path. Another thing is Intel basically revved all the things in the CPU. The number of cores has been bumped up from 60 to 64 maximum. But of course, most people may not be buying those top-end CPUs. They may be buying the smaller core count CPUs, in which case you won't see as much of a difference between what you were buying in terms of 4th generation Xeon and what you might buy next time in terms of 5th generation Xeon. Each of those cores is going to perform a little bit better, which of course it will in terms of absolute performance, but also in terms of power performance, because Intel is stepping up to what they call their Intel 7 process. Now, this is still 10 nanometers in terms of light, but it is competitive in terms of density to 7 nanometer processes from other companies. And this is, again, an example of Intel actually meeting the expectations that they set out for themselves and rolling out new process nodes. It has many other important aspects and elements included with it. Like I said, it's faster, it's got more cache, more cores. UltraPath has been boosted in terms of performance. It's just faster and better in every sort of way. One big thing that I'm keying in on is that Intel finally officially 100%, yes, absolutely supports CXL Type 3 memory expansion. Now, as we talked about earlier on the rundown, Samsung has finally, Samsung has now got an officially supported CXL expansion part that is supported by Red Hat that just works. Intel now has a server platform that they support that kind of memory expansion on, which means that we can get to this world of CXL memory right sizing. And that's just good news for everyone. Now, technically, this is still CXL 1.1, not 2.0, but CXL has marvelous backward compatibility, and it is absolutely a supported configuration. Um, in addition to that, of course, Intel Emerald Rapids supports faster DDR5 memory, which gives a decent boost in performance there too. So overall, what should you take away about Emerald Rapids? It's a bump up over the previous generation. It does everything a little bit better. It does everything with a little bit less power. It gives you a little bit more performance. And frankly, that's what a lot of the market is looking for here. Is it revolutionary? No. We can't wait to see what Intel comes up with next. We can't wait to see some of the rumored cores that might come out using their Intel E cores in the Xeon platform and things like that. But right now, basically, they just released, I don't know, the new Honda Accord, and it's great. So go buy one, I guess.